What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Mic check. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hope everybody is doing well. Got a interesting topic for today. This is one of my most hated and one of my favorite topics right here to talk about. So there's a legitimate problem that we're facing here in America, and for the most part, it doesn't seem like there's anything being done about it. Also, I really want to step on a few people's toes today as well with this, and hopefully I do. Hopefully I do step on some toes. You know what I mean? Because the truth is the truth. You know what I mean? Whether or not you agree with it is subjective, but it's not it's like I said, it's not debatable. Even in my other live stream, this isn't something that you can agree or disagree with. You don't have that right. Here at the Amish Space Station, we take away a lot of people's rights, and we do that because their right is completely evil. Like right now, what's happening with people is people are getting it misunderstood. They're saying that freedom of speech is the freedom to lie. It's not. It's not. It's not. Freedom of speech is not the freedom to lie. And when things are backed by data, you should be allowed to say what you want to say and when you want to say it. You should not have that ability to sit around and lie. But what I want to talk about today is the mental state of America, because I run into this a lot. And I got to say, if there's one thing that triggers me, this is the one thing that honestly triggers me and makes me very, very angry. Mental health. Now, look at this. They even got this up here: fever, cough, difficulty breathing, all this other crap. And I'm talking about mental health. And they're sitting here talking about this stupid virus thing. Psychological and behavioral disturbances. Oh, sorry, guys. Still kind of new with this live streaming thing. Psychological and behavioral disturbances with varying severities. So it changes the way you behave. It changes the way that you act. It changes how you feel. It changes everything. I'm not going to call it mental illness because I don't believe that certain things are considered mental illness. But this is very important because this has to do with the truth. And after talking with a lot of people and actually doing activism in person, and having so many conversations with different people in person, I've noticed what people are feeling and what they think about the truth. Anxiety disorders are a group of mental disorders characterized by significant feelings of anxiety and fear. Anxiety is a worry about the future events, while fear is a reaction to the current events. What's going to happen with our future with this virus thing? What's going to happen to our future? What's going to happen right now? Right? Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Unless you're a Glober. I'm not sorry. Um, we're all in a state of anxiety and fear at the moment. And I want to talk about this. 1 in 13 plainly suffers from anxiety. Yeah. We all know how much we trust who and their statistics. Because everything that they say is legit. Trust me. Stress can, look at this. I bet you none of this. Look at this. Common causes of anxiety is the lack of oxygen. You know, I didn't even look this stuff up. You know, like I said, I'm not going to get angry though. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get angry. When you look at this stuff, the lack of oxygen causes anxiety. It results from work, school, or personal relationships with whores and pigs, or dogs rather, because a lot of women are absolute whores and a lot of men are absolute dogs. Most. Like if you're listening to this right now, there's a high probability you're probably one. Remember, everybody who says they aren't probably are. Emotional trauma, financial concerns, stress caused by a medical condition, chronic pain, a major event happening, or any, Lebanon, a major side effect from certain medications, alcohol, drugs, lack of oxygen. A lack of oxygen. How come politics is not mentioned here? They're not even mentioned, politics causing anxiety. A lot of my family they're all having a lot of anxiety problems because of politics and because of world events happening right now. This doesn't mention politics. I thought politics was the main reason. I want you to pay very close attention to the treatment. Exercise daily, maintain positive attitudes, well-balanced diets. Learn what triggers anxiety to alleviate it. some of my lyrics years ago. I said, I've collected tears, breathed new life into peers, and in return, they spit in my face for years. I said, what doesn't die, never age, weaken or depreciate, never fade or let astray or interrupt my thinking place. I contemplate evil ways, ashes taste like past days, different shades of color gray. Someone always has to pay. Mainly family and friends, relatives. It depends. When it's broke apart so bad, some parts you cannot mend. My family fights among themselves and gossip like have to tell. Every single thing that's said like betrayal is good and well. My cousins are steady picking favorites. Evil is truly tasteless. Places where I relax become braces. People I used to respect I find racist. This family is bad as animals in cages. We will inherit nothing. It's for the better half of people's families. I can sum up in one paragraph. Jealousy ultimately brought down his family. Envy of your own flesh and blood is what's surrounding me. I wrote that, I don't know how many years ago, 15, almost 15 years ago. You know, even when I was a kid, I was able to make sense of a lot of different things. And there's a lot of things that never truly sat right with me. And this is extremely important because smoking, consumption of caffeinated drinks, caffeine causes anxiety. They want you to practice yoga. They want you to ignore. This is the biggest problem right here. This and this positivity. Having a positive attitude, staying away from things that cause you anxiety. How can you stay away from the lack of oxygen when you have to wear a mask? How can you stay away from it when all the alcoholic places are open? When drugs is so bad in our society? How can you stay away from it when everything doctors give you is all pathogenic medicine? How can you stay away from it with a whole bunch of mass events happening, casualties and stress? How can you stay away from it when the food that we're eating is causing these medical conditions? How can you stay away from it when the work that we are forced to do every day and the school that we're forced to go to and forced to conform and follow what other people say to do, and the whore women and the dog men out here that are all atheistic and have no moral foundation? What the hell is the reason in actually getting married when you all come from monkeys? What's the reason in that? We're on a spinning space rock headed for nothing, and you all are worried about what's morally right. You're worried about law and order. You're worried about your dumb little brat kids. Who cares? You're a monkey. You're a spinning space ball headed for oblivion. Someday the sun will burn out, and you're worried about stupid things like that? Why don't you just live your life how you want to live your life? Why don't you do what thou wilt, Mr. Aleister Crowley follower worshippers, humpers, whatever you are? Here's the problem with this type of mindset. The problem with this mindset is this right here. The treatment. The treatment is the problem. Most of America is extremely bad and stressful situations. Whenever you're dealing with highly stressful situations, you'll have agitation, you'll have mood swings, and you'll have confusion. You'll feel hopeless, right? You may even go into the realm of a panic attack where you start feeling really sick, high blood pressure. This is all mental issues that are mental attacks. And mental attacks are still physical. But what they did is they separated mental and physical so that you can say, okay, all you did was verbally assault someone. That doesn't cause any physical damage. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. To someone who doesn't have a stable mental state. Like I just said. Give me a moment. All right. The reason why a lot of truthers are not super famous like your favorite celebrities, like Billie Eilish, is because people don't like depressing things. Some people say that this demon here, whatever he is, pushes a lot of depression. Look at his face, right? Depression, 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 never a smile, never any happiness. Here's the reality. Most of you posers who talk about depression, like Crystal Teeny, most of you posers who pretend that you're depressed, especially women, it's impossible for women to be depressed. Okay, I don't care what you say. Real women, yeah, you might be able to feel a little bit of depression, but most women get so much attention because they like to doll themselves up. They like to look really nice. They like to look really good, and guys just flock to them. They all flock to them and they give them a lot of attention. Okay, but the reality in the entire situation is really clear. It's a real depression is being in a spot alone, you know. And if you got people constantly trying to talk to you and constantly saying they want to help you, even if they're not genuine, it's really hard to be depressed. I make a post or somewhere, I say I'm feeling down, I'm feeling sad. It's hardly going to be anybody to give me any support. If I'm a cute girl, right? I can just post somewhere, I'm really, really sad. And there's a lot of guys that'll say, you need to cheer up. You can talk to me anytime. Really, it's because they want to get to know you. And maybe they feel some guys attack your weakness. If you're a female, there's guys out there that are sick that attack your weakness and take advantage of your weakness. But there are some guys out there that feel that that's an opportunity for them to get to know you, if you're going to expose yourself and show how vulnerable you actually are, and you're not going to put up a wall. And other guys exploit it. You never know who's who. But it's the point of taking that particular type of chance. So I do want to make that 100% clear that for women to have depression it's a lot more difficult than men. I just changed my Facebook picture to a girl and I'll get hundreds of friend requests. So I might actually do that as a test, do it live and show you guys how easy it is. But anyway, this is what leads up to it. It's the fight or flight response. Psychological reaction. which to something that's perceived as harmful. Say there's an authority that wants to wipe you out and slowly kill you with chemicals and events. That's pretty traumatic. Could you imagine if we lived in a world like that? Most people don't want to hear it, so they run. And they stay in a bubble, afraid. The problem with this is that if you do not wake up to this and you don't face this, it's still going to affect you. Say there's a bear, you got, that appears in front of you. Say there's a tiger, right? Let me explain. You got a tiger in front of you, right? You're preparing. The tiger's walking toward you, right? What do? If you run, you have absolutely no chance of escaping. If you fight, you have the chance of using a sharp object to gouge the eyes of this predator out to make him back off, a sharp object to stab the inner ear of this creature, or at the very least, to damage it in a way long enough for you to get away. However, the problem with a lot of people is they think they have the ability to run. What's the first response that they tell you here on our favorite Google, Bing, Google, whatever? Try to remain calm and back away. Show them that you're scared of them and back away. Flight. In the event that a tiger is tracking you or has begun to snarl you, seems to be ready to attack, try to stay calm. Do not look the tiger in the eye, but do not turn towards the tiger. Back away slowly while fighting the urge to turn your back and run. They're still telling you to back away. Just don't turn your back. They're still telling you flight, but the flight is, it's in a cheap moped. You're not in a Ferrari, a Lamborghini flight. You're in a This is the problem with people. Back when I was in high school, a dog came over while me and my best friend that I used to make records with back in 1996, and I was only a little kid. A dog walked over from the owner's property. He wasn't hostile or anything. He just walked over to us. And my friend started running. And that triggered me to try and get away from the dog because I knew we couldn't outrun him. And my friend wasn't the skinniest guy. So he tried to climb a fence and he failed at that. The dog didn't attack us at all. And he didn't want to attack us. But his first reaction was run and leave me behind. That made me angry. And I did get mad with him too. But everybody has this thing where they want to run away. I try and tell people the truth about the world and they want to run away. This is just a random search. Are GMOs harmful? The harmful side effects of GMOs include infertility, meaning you can't have kids, you can't procreate. This is population control, immune system issues, can't fight off issues, aging accelerators. You feel old and you get old really quick. I have stomach issues, changes to major organs and gastrointestinal systems. We're all being murdered. And the mind is so powerful that you all think that you're actually healthy. You all think in your mind that you're actually healthy. I got a guy who had a whole bunch of protein in his urine, which isn't supposed to be there, when he went and got tested. And, he should be healthy as a horse, graduated with me. We're still young. And he's already headed toward cancer. And it's amazing. We're all being murdered, and none of you are protesting this. Do you believe? Believe. See that word in the middle? A lie. Let me just show you the way my mind works. GMO crops don't need to be exposed to harmful pesticides as often. In fact, analysis of 147 studies from 2014 found that GMO technology has reduced chemical pesticide use by 37%. Do you know why? I instantly, when I see something like that, you know what that tells me? That the GMOs are killing pests. The GMO technology kills pests, so you don't need chemical pesticides any longer. That's what that says to me. To you, that looks like a pro. Oh, so we don't have to spray our... Why don't we have to spray it? The only reason as to why we would not have to spray it is if they're getting killed by something else. Actually, the bugs need to survive too. They can eat it. They're not poisoning us. What do you think? A fruit fly is actually killing you? This is the first time that I've decided to look at these links, and I like doing things live. That way you guys can go through and learn the process of figuring this information out as well for yourself. Regions with GMO prohibitions. Saudi Arabia, Serbia, Russia, Poland, Slovenia, Ukraine, Venezuela, Denmark. Cultivation ban, imports ban in these places like Algeria. Austria, cultivation prohibited, imports allowed. You got to wake up. This is why GMOs is why America can't handle themselves. That's why everybody is confused about what gender they have. You all don't understand the gravity of that type of situation where we all can't even agree what a person's gender is. If we can't even agree on what person's gender is, do you understand how bad life is at the moment? Do you understand that we are living in the dark ages? This is the true dark ages. And the dark ages we've been told about are the ages of enlightenment. Now, as you know, all history is a lie. However, I just want to explain a couple things because this is important. Because when you just think this way, it allows you to understand that things are possible. Okay. Stalin Massacre. Joseph Stalin was one of the most dangerous dictators of all time for the Soviet Union during the mid 1920s. During World War II, the first image comes to mind is the brutal dictatorship of yeah. However, Stalin contributed comprehensively to massive kills in the state until his death in 1953. Due to failed agricultural policies, Stalin massacred about 20 to 25 million people to fill every corner of the state with a corpse and stench. He was capable enough to turn the state as a single entity of slaves by killing ruthlessly, and created a terrific history of mass, created a terrific history by mass massacre. It has been accounted that Stalin executed about 1 million of his people before 1930. Problem here, minutes to days converter. $1 million. In 1 million minutes, almost 2 years have passed by. If he killed one person a minute, it would take him alone 2 years, which is practically impossible. Now, let me show you just how impossible that is. 1,000 days, 2 years. 10,000 days, 27 years. Stalin had a lot of help if he massacred this many people, 20 to 25 million in the 1920s. Is that FDR? All right. I want to look into this. This is what happens when the police follow orders. This is the type of things that happen when you got police actually following orders and police actually going along with things, and you got a group of people, if all of this, now I'm looking at this, trust me, this still does not look like an extreme amount of people to me. I know that this is what they used to show you in school to make you think certain things about World War II. But let me tell you, I did not ask for that. My God. Sorry, guys. My computer is really, it's getting on my nerves. You can't allow people to do certain things, because if you do, things can happen. And what I wanted to show everybody was just in general, the Great Leap Forward. I'm not familiar with this. The Great Leap Forward was a campaign initiated by Communist Part of China to impose a great impact on agricultural and industrial problems from 58 to 60, which was 2 years. The main intention behind the Great Leap Forward was to accelerate the pace of industrialization and provide massive emphasis on manpower. However, this led to extensive kills and massacres across the state due to decline in large-scale industries, eventually leading to failure in agricultural industries. Starvation was very high during this period, leading to mass murders and kills across the state. So what happens if they're attacking our food supply right now? Is starvation going to cause people to go crazy and kill people again? Trying to get you guys to understand certain things. Some of